Hi, I'm JD, and I moved from Alaska to Portugal after I paid $15,000 to buy this old house that had sat empty for years. And now I'm renovating it on a budget, focusing on traditional and sustainable methods, and welcoming you to follow along in the process. Hi everybody, welcome back. This episode is moving the toilet. Because of the size and shape of the shower I got, the toilet had to be moved, and I kind of wanted to move it anyway because it was like right in the center, and it was actually pretty far away from the wall, so it took up a lot of space. So I moved it over into the corner, and it should be nicer because it won't be like the first thing you see, and it opens up a lot more space. So I'm here with the new toilet in the position it's going to be. However, first to install it, I'll have to add in a new sewer line. So I have it marked out where the sewer line is, and then I'll just have to cut out a piece here and then attach it in. I do have a masonry blade if I need it, but I'm going to try with just the jackhammer and chisel to keep down on the dust, because with the masonry blade, everything will be covered with dust. This part here right above the pipe, I was being more cautious because I didn't know how deep the pipe was buried, so I was using the hand chisel a lot more just to not risk breaking the pipe. So here's the pipe down here, actually a lot deeper than I was expecting it to be. I thought this was it at first, and this is about the depth I was expecting, since this area is built up a few centimeters from the original floor. But this almost feels like sandpaper underneath, but just some construction scrap for fill. So I'll just have to be really careful excavating this part not to break the pipe. So I moved the toilet, one for more room, and the plan will be to just dig up the rest of this pipe, because this distance is the same as where the new toilet will be. So that way I just have to get an elbow and then I can reuse all this pipe. So as you can see, even though I was trying to be careful, I broke this pipe, the gray water pipe. I hit it there, and then it cracked here too. But also even the where they had drilled down the bolt for the toilet, they broke through it. But I mean, it's just gray water drainage, so there's no pressure or anything. But I'll cut this out, and then hopefully I'll be able to find a piece to replace it. Notice this crack here. I don't know if I did it or the pipe is kind of a weird shape, but maybe I can just glue a piece over that, or I'll just have to cut it here. So I cut out a little more here to have some more room for where the new piece goes, and I marked where it'll be cut. So now I'll dig out all this to the same level, and then here's the gray water pipe, but this is all concrete, so might cause an issue trying to cut, but we'll see. So you can see this is just like fill, just a mostly bunch of sand and big rocks like this. So pretty easy to dig. So here all the fill layer of sand and rock is gone, down to the actual soil. So I'll add some water to this to kind of solidify it, and then dig it out, because right now it's just kind of the top of the pipe. So I'll dig it out by about that much or so. And this is the part where the concrete between this and the gray water pipe got in the way. I tried prying it up because the sewer pipe actually turned out to be pretty flexible. I was hoping I could pry it up enough away from the concrete, but that didn't really work, so I had to chisel out a whole bunch more. So I've got it in place now. There's actually extra pipe, so I'll cut it after I do the measurements. And then since I'm gonna fill in this lower part so it's all even with this, I'll have to see like where that sits. And you can see where I thought I broke the pipe, it was actually cut there because this size of pipe, I guess they don't make elbows that size, or at least like it's the exact size as this small end. So I think I'll have to do the same thing on this side. And then I'll just make sure the cuts are both facing up, and then I have some like roofing tape that I can put over it. So I'll just make sure the levels are all right, and then cut this and put this on, and then should be good to go. So as you can see, the heat gun worked really well, and I let it cool off for a little bit, so it's cool now. And off camera, I did bring the new toilet in, and make sure everything was in the right alignment. And now I'll just connect this to the pipe in the ground.
I was just trying to get super hopped up on sugar every hour or so, just so I have energy to keep going. What about your favorite? Is there a moment of like leafing through books or discovering a motif that you were looking for? Like, what's the most joyous part of this? I think the best part is finding ones that look terrible, because I said I have a bit of a pet for seeing people memes and how people are like, oh, they were terrible at but sometimes there are ones that don't look good. There's one that I have highlighted on my Instagram, which I have named them Neil and Patrick. I'm not entirely sure why, but I decided to name it. And it's just an incredibly fat frog looking at an incredibly fat snail. If you go to Evan's Instagram, you'll see their highlighted reel titled simply him. And other than the shell, there is no difference in their bodies whatsoever. And it is glorious, and I desperately need artwork of it. And that is my favorite part, because even though those are sometimes annoying when I'm actually doing research and trying to figure stuff out, it's a bit of joy in my life. If there's one thing when you're researching some slightly depressing parts of this, get one of the nuns harvesting a tree full of dicks. That one I want myself. I think that would make an incredible ode to my own mother, who would honestly think it's funny. My father would die of a heart attack, but my mom would be thrilled. That would be my recommendation. Some of these funky animals, like the oyster with the frowny face, highly recommend that. Anything from bestiaries is going to be fine, because they're equally as funny, but they're not meant in a symbolic way, so that's always a safe bet. You gotta find someone who can take your cat and make it into a medieval cat. Yes, but a pet portrait in the medieval style is pretty baller. If anyone wants that age, I'm on TikTok, which is where I think a lot of people will know me from, talking about art history. Blue Sky? I'm not on Blue Sky yet because I need to be, because my dad is, and he keeps telling me to be. I'm gonna do that this weekend. I'm gonna get a new information one, so I will assume be under the username Evan Pridmore or something along those lines. But as of this weekend, you'll be able to find me on Blue Sky. It's really good. Great news. They did start one. We now follow each other on Blue Sky. We'll link their account in the show notes. Tell them hello. Thank you.
So here's the new toilet in place, just for the fit and everything. I'll put the old one back just because I'm still doing stuff in here, and I'd rather the old one get damaged than the new one in case anything happens. And then I'll just fill in this with all those concrete chunks, but it's raining right now, so I'll do that once it stops. And then I'll probably have to dig out some more to fix this gray water pipe for the sink. Well, that's the episode. Thanks for watching. I will do a smooth layer over all that rubble, but um, when I make both parts of the bathroom level, I'll just do it all at once. And then I'll do the most likely cork flooring over top of it, so it won't be visible anyway. But anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Ciao.